Zeb Media. Thank you all. Thank you all for the love and for the support. Opening day in the MLB is upon us. A lot of news in the NFL as always. Sandhagen versus Vera fight night in the UFC last weekend. We will recap that. No UFC this upcoming weekend because we are getting ready for UFC 287 next week. We will see the rematch of Alex Poatan Pereira versus Israel Adesanya, the style bender. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's program. If you don't mind, if you know a sports fan that has not tuned in with us yet or does not know about the program, go ahead and share this out. You can share this out on all social media platforms. Really appreciate that as well. And if you guys did not get a chance, new video out on the channel yesterday, my official full reaction and breakdown of the contract negotiations and the recent trade news about Lamar Jackson, the Ravens quarterback. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. It is an awesome video. Super proud of how that one came out. But with that, let's go ahead and dive in to last weekend's UFC event. UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen versus Vera. Pretty good fight night where we saw the contender Corey Sandhagen come away with the win. He defeats the up-and-coming Marlon Vera, who had been on quite a run up until this point. Sandhagen able to come away with the split decision win, which is raising a lot of questions about the judge that may have ruled this fight for Marlon Vera. Very interesting when you go ahead and look back at the fight stats. Corey Sandhagen was completely dominant throughout the entire fight, outstriking Vera 187-73. He was 3 of 12 for his takedowns. Vera was 0 for 1. And Sandhagen held 7 minutes of control time. So pretty hard to see how anybody is going to go ahead and give this one to Vera. Dana White, after the contest in the post-fight interview press conference, saying he didn't want to say too much about that guy. It seemed like he had some strong feelings about that decision, but definitely made it clear that he did not agree with the judge that scored this for Vera. Which, let's be honest, if you have eyes and if you watch that fight, then you would agree that that judge was completely... I don't know what fight he was watching. I don't know how he could have seen this for Vera in any way, shape, or form. Maybe there's going to be some talk now about who this guy is and if he's even going to be able to judge a fight again, because that is literally one of the worst scorecards that I have ever seen in my entire life. It is literally one of the worst entire scorecards I have ever seen in my entire life. What's up, everybody hopping in? E, Mark, John, Cruz, what's going on, fellas? Just completely unbelievable that anyone could even think that this was a close fight for Vera. We look at the fight round by round. Sandhagen outstruck Vera round 1, 32-5, 18-6 in the second, 32-20 in the third, 24-13 in the fourth, and 22-14 in the fifth. So there was at no point did Marlon Vera outstrike Corey Sandhagen. At no point did he out-wrestle Corey Sandhagen. Marlon Vera, quite honestly with you guys, he got handled by Corey Sandhagen very well. Corey Sandhagen fought a beautiful fight. I don't think he really could have fought the fight any better. And for the judge that gave this to Marlon Vera, you might want to reconsider what you're doing, or the athletic commission, you guys might want to reconsider what that guy's doing, because just completely unacceptable that this was a split decision. But going down the rest of the fight card, Holly Holm was able to get her unanimous decision win against Yana Santos. How she got the unanimous decision and Corey Sandhagen doesn't, I don't know, but Holly Holm rightfully deserving of it as well. Not taking nothing away from her, just still completely unbelievable that they did not give that to Sandhagen unanimously. Holly Holm fighting an amazing fight, though. She is obviously a future Hall of Famer, and just a great fight against Yana Santos. Nate the Train Landwehr comes out and puts on a show. Gets the round 2 submission against a tough opponent in Austin Lingo. Nate Landwehr, obviously a guy that's always very exciting to watch after the fight, giving a little bit on the mic as well. So he's always a fun guy to watch and keeps things very entertaining. Looking through Maycee Barber now, I believe she is undefeated in that flyweight division, sitting at 7-0 for Maycee Barber after defeating Andrea Lee. She gets that win via a split decision, but Maycee Barber well on her way to be climbing the ranks and fighting perhaps a tough ranked contender coming up here soon. We will see what the UFC wants to do with her. But obviously for me, highlight of the night, let me know in the chat if you guys watched UFC Fight Night. What was the highlight of your fight night, or what was the craziest part of the fight night for you? I just was in complete disbelief that somebody had ruled that for Marlon Vera. It completely boggled my mind that was even a possibility. I had Sandhagen. You arguably could have gave the fight to Sandhagen. Like, I know Sal D'Amato scored at 45-50. So, like, how do you go from 45-50 to a split decision? I just don't know. And what should be next for Corey Sandhagen? Corey Sandhagen calling out the contender Merab Dvalishvili. Obviously, Merab saying he does not want to fight Aljamain because they are training partners. They are friends. We will see how that works out for Merab's career. If Merab wants to be the champion, and if Aljamain is planning on keeping that belt, we will see what's in store for them. I don't think Aljamain's keeping the belt anyway, because I think Henry Cejudo is about to come in and become the champion again. But I would like to see Merab versus Sandhagen. I think that could be a very fun fight. I think those are two guys that like to push the pace, and I think they would make for a lot of action in a fight. There was also talks of Sugar Sean O'Malley. I believe Sugar Sean O'Malley has already been promised the next shot at the title after the Cejudo Aljamain fight, so can't see him risking that and fighting someone before then. I mean, obviously, why would he? I know there's always the debate about being active, but if you were promised a title shot, I mean, you're not going to ruin that, obviously. So Corey Sandhagen versus Merab Dvalishvili could very well next be what we see from the Sandman, and I think that's a super exciting fight, and I'm definitely would be down to watch that one. So looking ahead for the UFC next weekend, a big fight night. Let me go ahead and just we're not going to get into it completely, but we will tease it. Because here we are again, ladies and gentlemen. Next weekend, UFC 287. Alex Poatan Pereira will defend his middleweight championship against the man that he knocked out 2 times before now across all combat sports. Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya. Oh boy, this gives me chills talking about this. This is like one of the fight nights. These are one of those fight nights where you get the boys together and you hunker down because this is going to be a momentous occasion between two absolute dogs, two absolute warriors. Shout out to the mod John Wick on Israel Adesanya's YouTube channel. This is his last chance. This is his last chance to come back against Alex Pereira. As you guys know, Pereira defeating Israel Adesanya in the kickboxing matches, Muay Thai matches that they had before, knocking him out in the Muay Thai kickboxing ring, coming into the UFC, knocking him out again. After looking like he was going to lose this fight, he comes back and knocks Israel Adesanya out again. Ladies and gentlemen, next week on the show, we will have a full in-depth coverage of UFC 287. Are you ready? And I cannot wait for that one. It is going to be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. All right. With that, UFC 287 talk will be for next week. Congratulations to Corey Sandhagen, Holly Holm again on their wins, Macy Barber, everyone else, all the winners from Sandhagen versus Vera. Fight night. We're going to get ready to transition into our next segment here. We're going to talk March Madness basketball. If you are ready to talk March Madness basketball, let me see some basketballs in the chat because, ladies and gentlemen, the Final Four is upon us. The Final Four is upon us, ladies and gentlemen, and things are getting heated up. Yay, bro. That was funny. Let's go ahead and cue up the official March Madness bracket and take a look at our Final Four. Some fun teams, some people that we are not used to seeing in the Final Four. Now, obviously, UConn is coming in now as the favorite, and UConn is the only team left in this tournament that has formerly won the national title. So we will see if UConn does it again, or will we have a new school grab their first ever March Madness championship win? We will see. We will see. True there, John. Absolutely. We might have to touch on that, here after this. We might have to talk about that for a second. But looking at the Final Four here, starting this weekend, they will play Saturday And then the championship will be Monday, April 3rd. San Diego State squaring off against Florida Atlantic University. San Diego coming in as the 5 seed. Florida Atlantic is your 9 seed. San Diego State has been playing not only great defensive basketball, which they are known for, they've been playing pretty good on the offensive side of the ball as well. If we go ahead and look back at San Diego, holding Creighton down to 56, outscoring them by 57 points. They were able to put up 71 points against Alabama, and Alabama was actually ranked higher in defensive efficiency than San Diego State. So they put up over 70 against Alabama, putting up 75 against Furman and 63 against Colgate of Charleston. This is a defensive team that has found a way to score the basketball. Now, looking at Florida Atlantic, they had a really close game against Memphis in the first round, 66-65. They outlast Memphis to move on and go against FDU, who was the Cinderella team after the first round. They defeat them, take them out 78-70. Going into Tennessee, putting up a pretty impressive performance against the number 4 seed Tennessee, who looked like a strong team, beating them by 7, and then getting to square off another team that a lot of people had a lot of faith in. A lot of the money was coming in on Kansas State, and obviously Noel for Kansas State, a big story for them. The dude was racking up assists, racking up points, and carrying Kansas State on his back. However, couldn't get it done against Florida Atlantic University. They have proven that they can contend with some very good teams, and they're good on both sides of the ball. They can win in defensive games like going against Memphis in the 60s or holding Tennessee to 55 points, and then they can outscore teams with that three-pointer against Kansas State to win the game. So go ahead and look at UConn, how they got here, obviously coming in as the 4th seed. A lot of people liked them after the Sweet 16 or so. A lot of people seem to be jumping onto the bandwagon that was UConn. And why wouldn't you? They absolutely destroyed Iona, absolutely destroyed St. Mary's, absolutely destroyed Arkansas, and absolutely destroyed Gonzaga. UConn is extremely hot right now. They have beaten every single team that they have played in the tournament by more than 10 points. It's pretty amazing, the streak that they're on. And it's not like they played any really bad. I mean, they played Iona, St. Mary's. I liked Arkansas against them actually because I thought Arkansas was playing good, and I had Kansas going to win it all. So when they took Kansas out, I liked their chances. UConn taking down Arkansas, and then holding Drew Timme down in the Gonzaga matchup and completely dismantling Gonzaga. It's showing that UConn is the favorite for a reason, and UConn seems to be the strongest contender going into this Final Four. Miami, a bit of a Cinderella team as well, at least if you ask me, coming in as the 5 seed. They took down Drake, who I had them losing to in the first round, then took down Indiana. They were able to defeat the 1 seed Houston as San Diego defeated the 1 seed Alabama. Miami is playing really good basketball. They're playing really good as a team, and they are scoring efficiently, putting up almost 90 points in their past 3 games. UConn is going to probably look to slow the pace against them. If UConn can play defensive basketball and keep the offense of UConn down, I think they're going to be able to score right up there with them. So my official picks for the Final Four here, I am taking San Diego State to defeat Florida Atlantic University. I'm going to take UConn to take down Miami. I think they will slow the offense of Miami enough to be able to keep up and win that game. Oh, excuse me. And that would make our championship matchup UConn versus San Diego State University. Let me know in the chat, out of this Final Four, who is your pick to win it all? I know I see John Wick likes San Diego. Appreciate that, fellas. Appreciate that. Thank you. SDU. Hey, San Diego looks good. San Diego looks good. And it reminds me, you guys always let me forget. I'm going to put our live odds ticker down here on the bottom. You can find all of the March Madness matchups, the March Madness champion odds, your MLB opening day odds, as well as tonight's NBA odds. So, Bearded, what's up, Joey Hookham? The Florida man, Joey Hookham, going to ride with the home team down there, Florida Atlantic. I respect that. I can't help it. I'm going to ride with the favorite. I'm going to ride with UConn. I've been betting against Miami this whole tournament, and they've been continuing to prove me wrong. So you guys probably should fade me here, and Miami probably will win. UConn has just been beating teams by such big margins that it's just hard for me to go against them. I know Miami's scoring the basketball well, but I think UConn is a very complete team. I think they will square off against San Diego State in the championship. Well, I'll take San Diego State. Let's go. I will ride with San Diego State over UConn in the championship game. I don't know. San Diego State is playing so good defensively. It's probably not going to happen. Honestly, UConn's probably going to win. I really do like UConn, but they're like the minus favorite. Give me San Diego State for the upset. Give me something crazy. This has been the tournament where everything that nobody thinks will happen has happened. So I probably should take Florida Atlantic to win it all, to be honest with you. I should probably take Florida Atlantic, but I like San Diego State. I like San Diego State. I think Brian Dutcher has the boys going. I think he's coaching well through the tournament. I'll take San Diego. And John Wick here speaking on Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark obviously doing things that to be honest, seem unhuman. If you guys saw the last matchup of Iowa, they got more views than any NBA game this past season. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to queue up the women's Division I March Madness bracket. Now, you guys know we have not covered this too closely here. This is actually the first time we are talking about this on In the Zone, but it has to be brought up at this point. I see the people in the chat talking about it, and I feel like we cannot deny the things that are going on, the things that Caitlin Clark is doing. Obviously here, bring up the 40-point triple-double in 40 minutes there in her last matchup. She will now face South Carolina after defeating Louisville. They took them down by over 10 points. It was, I believe, 83 to 97 in favor of Iowa to send them against the powerhouse that is South Carolina. Now, South Carolina has come into the tournament as the favorite, and they have remained there. They seem to be an absolute powerhouse. That is going to be hard to beat. Obviously, like John Wick says here, their entire roster is completely stacked. Most of those women will probably be in the NBA, and it is going to be a tough task to see if Caitlin Clark can do this again. Going to be interesting to see if she can put on a show yet again. Caitlin Clark, not only in her last game did she put up the 40-point triple-double, but she had put up 31 against Colorado before that. She had put up 22 against Georgia before that. She put up 26, 30, 22, 22, 34. I mean, the girl is absolutely ridiculous. She has a few other triple-doubles, double-doubles to her credit. And she is deadly from anywhere on the court. She can work her way to the free throw line. She gets fouled quite a good amount, and she is shooting, I believe, over 80% from the free throw. She can hit the daggers from deep like she did in that game to hit the three-pointer. Half-court logos. It's absolutely ridiculous. Can she get it done against South Carolina, though? That is going to be the question. Now, if we go ahead and look at our current odds for the women's Final Four, Iowa is coming in as the plus 575 underdog. Plus 575 underdog. We're having camera issues here, it looks like, again. While I get that fixed, let me know in the chat who do you guys have going to the women's championship? On the other side of this, LSU, led by Angel Reese, the double-double machine, will take on Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, a well-rounded team as well. Going to, for me, hard to see Caitlin Clark getting it done by herself again against a well-rounded team like South Carolina. I think South Carolina not only is going to be able to score the ball, but defensively, like John Wick says here, they have enough players to where I think they will be able to switch off and move people around on Clark to where they don't get mixed up. I think they'll be able to have enough players to switch on and off of her. So I'm going to go with South Carolina might throw a little flyer on Iowa. I don't know, but I'm going to go with South Carolina versus LSU again. Yep. I'm a huge Angel Reese fan coming from Baltimore. I love the ferocity. I love the mentality that she plays with. I'm going to go with LSU and South Carolina. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about throwing a flyer on Iowa. If it's an 11.5 point spread, that might be the lock it up lock of the. I should have put that as a lock it up lock of the week. Iowa plus 11.5 versus South Carolina. I don't think they lose that bad. I think Iowa covers 11.5. So give me Iowa to cover, South Carolina money line, and then give me LSU money line. LSU money line is sitting at minus 135. It's a 2-point spread. So interesting. Interesting there. Leave me alone. Go watch the video yesterday. John, whatever, John. He's not being a Commander. Commanders are out. Commanders are out on Lamar Jackson. It's already official. But if you guys haven't, go watch the video yesterday. My official full reaction, my thoughts and breakdown of the entire contract situation and trade rumors about Lamar Jackson. Go ahead and check that out. We can touch on Lamar at the end here, though, a little bit. But that's going to be the coverage here for the March Madness tournament. Like I said, we're going to go love Caitlin Clark, love what she's doing. Obviously, like we just said, putting up the 40-point triple-double, hitting freaking free 3-pointers from across the court just to silence her opponents. She's absolutely unreal. Will she get it done against the stacked South Carolina squad? I don't think so. I think she covers 11.5, though. I think LSU wins at minus 135 versus Virginia Tech. All right. So, with the basketball talk, let's go ahead and see the games in the NBA tonight. Now, obviously, teams here looking to make that playoff push and work their squads into either a play-in spot or that final locked-in playoff seed. Let's take a look at the scores right now. So the Bucks are up 7 against the Pacers in the second quarter. Would expect them to stretch that out a little bit more. Rockets and the Nets just getting started. Mavericks and the 76ers just getting started. I have that on my TV. That is actually 5-2 Dallas after a Kyrie 3-pointer. Heat and the Knicks up 7-8. That's the Knicks up on the Heat. Lakers and the Bulls in a good matchup there. Timberwolves and the Suns. Suns are going to look to keep their thing going. Kevin Durant coming back. Kevin Durant coming back tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let me know in the chat, what do you guys think this is going to do for Phoenix, getting Kevin Durant back here? Obviously adding a complete new level to their offense, but I think this is also going to help them out defensively. Being able to have Durant square off against some of the other stars that they have there in the West. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Suns get that chemistry going with Durant here ahead of the playoff push. We are about 2 weeks out from the play-in tournament. We will see what teams make it out here over the next couple of weeks. Let's see who's on the bubble. Heat, Hawks, Raptors, Bulls sitting in there in the play-in spots. Wizards just sitting out of the top 10. Maybe the Wizards can try to make a push here. Only a few games behind the Bulls, but they're right there. They are right there to have the opportunity to play. With 6 games left, you're probably going to have to – they're going to need a little bit from the Bulls. They're going to need to basically almost win out. So Wizards still alive, though, in the playoff push for the 10th seed, for that last play-in spot. Looking outside of that, the East is the division that is a bit more settled in, because as we go over here to the West, things are still very, very close in the West. Very close. Looking at those final play-in spots, you got the Timberwolves, Pelicans, Lakers, Thunder. 39 wins for the Timberwolves, 37 losses. The Thunder sitting at 37 wins, 39 losses. Right behind the Thunder, you got the Dallas Mavericks at 37 and 39, and you got the Jazz at 35 and 40. So Dallas and the Jazz are well within striking range of getting one of these final play-in spots from the Thunder, from the Lakers. If they can win at least a good majority of their last few games here, and they're going to need the Lakers and the Thunder to lose some games here. If we look at the Lakers' schedule, the Lakers have the Timberwolves coming up, the Rockets. They do play the Jazz. So the Jazz playing the Lakers 2 more times this year could very well decide their fate. Very well decide that fate. So if the Jazz can beat the Lakers in those last 2 matchups, they might be able to sneak in and grab that playoff spot from them. I don't think they're going to get it done. I don't think the Jazz are going to get it done. Personally, but they could. They could. Who else do the Jazz play? So the Jazz are coming up. They got to see the Celtics and the Nets. That's a tough pull right there off the bat. Yeah. The Jazz are done. The Jazz are done. They're not getting in because they still play Celtics, the Nets, the Thunder, the Lakers twice, and the Nuggets. I don't have them winning enough of those games to get in. So the Jazz are out. Let's go ahead and take a look. Dallas's remaining games here. They got the Heat and the Hawks coming up after tonight. And those are not easy games. They got the Kings, who is definitely a tough matchup. Then they have the Bulls and the Spurs. Oh, that is going to be close for the Mavericks. That is going to be close. The Mavericks have the 76ers tonight, the Heat, the Hawks, the Kings, the Bulls, and the Spurs. These next couple games are going to make or break them, honestly. These games, the Hawks game, the Heat game, and the Kings game, that's going to be very big for the Mavericks to see if they can get this done. Honestly, oh, man. All right. Let's go ahead and see what OKC's schedule is going to be looking like here, because I don't know. I don't know if Dallas gets in. OKC has Detroit, Indiana, Phoenix, Golden State, the Jazz, obviously, and then the Grizzlies. I don't know, Dallas. I don't know, Dallas. We might have a problem, because I'm going to tell you this. If you're asking me, those schedules are going to favor the Lakers and the Thunder over the Mavericks and the Jazz. I think the Mavericks can win some of those games, but if we're going off strength of schedule, I say that this seeding goes exactly how it is right now. Who does New Orleans play to, actually? New Orleans fall out? Because if New Orleans can lose out here, New Orleans is at 38-8. It's still very well attainable for Dallas. The Pelicans have the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Kings, the Grizzlies, the Knicks, and the Timberwolves. I could see the Pelicans dropping a few, actually, honestly. I could actually see the Pelicans dropping a few here going into the past couple weeks. What's up, Travis? Talking about the last few games of the NBA season here. Who's on the bubble? Who's going to be in? Who's going to be out? Honestly, I think Lakers Thunder stay in there. But you might have an upset with the Pelicans falling out that 8 seed. Because if the Pelicans lose to the Nuggets, lose to the Clippers, the Kings, tough game with the Grizzlies, I could see the Knicks beating them. And then the tough game with the Timberwolves at the end of the season, they could probably handle the Timberwolves. It would be close, though. I'm going to give you guys this. I think New Orleans might fall out, honestly. Dallas might be able to grab that last seed from the Pelicans if the Pelicans hit a losing streak here. But if the Pelicans don't lose games here, I don't see the Mavericks or the Jazz getting in, to be honest. Because I think the Lakers and the Thunder hold in there strong. I think they stay in. So I think the Mavericks have one shot, and that's the Pelicans losing these games. Let me know. What do you guys think? For the Western Conference here, who's on the bubble? What's something shaky that you could see happening here? Give me a team on the bubble, or give me a team that is in right now in a play-in spot that you could see dropping out or making their way in. Let me know. Now, there's obviously been some trouble in Dallas. Luka Doncic saying he isn't really having as much fun playing basketball recently. Obviously, the losing record since bringing Kyrie in. There's a lot of unanswered questions in Dallas to see who is this team going to be moving forward. They really don't have a defensive presence. They really don't have a big man. And I don't know, man. I don't know how Dallas is going to look here going forward. You just love Luka Doncic, John. You just love Luka. Who do you think drops out, though, John? Do you think the Thunder drop out, the Lakers, or you think the Pelicans drop out? I'm going to get ready to queue up our next segment here because it is almost opening day, ladies and gentlemen, for MLB baseball. Now, as I get ready to queue up our slide here for MLB opening day, go ahead in the chat and claim your team now. Claim your MLB baseball team now. I don't want to see anyone switching and giving these bandwagons in midway through the season. So go ahead and claim your MLB team right now before opening day is set to start tomorrow. That's the E-Rock. When we get a little bit closer, I am planning on it. I know the draft is coming up here in, I believe it's April 27th. Yeah, as the draft gets closer, we'll probably do an episode or two on the draft. But year of the year, if you ask me, me out to the crowd and flag and hats. Root for the home team. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes. Are out at the old ball game. It's here. It is here. Ladies and gentlemen, MLB opening day is back. Baseball is back, baby. Are you ready? You can find all of your current up-to-date MLB betting odds scrolling down at the bottom of the screen, but we are going to bring up the full line for the MLB opening day games tomorrow. Some great games to get the season started, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited. Orioles magic. Orioles magic. Yeah. I will definitely be at Camden Yards. If you are a local, shout out E-Rock. I don't know if you saw, Orioles Camden Stadium just debuted a whole bunch of new food, a whole new food line at Camden Yards Stadium. A bunch of gourmet food and desserts will now be at the stadium. It looks completely amazing, tasty, so much fun. Give me a beer, give me some nachos, give me some Cracker Jacks, and let's watch a baseball game, baby. Now, opening day, some great matchups. We'll start at the top. The New York Yankees, a team that I am predicting I'm not really a fan of, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. And they're going to be pitching their absolute ace, Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole coming in after the 2022 regular season at a 13-8 record. He had a 3.5 ERA, 3.5 ERA. In 200 innings pitched, he had 257 strikeouts. The dude is an absolute dog. Orioles are not set to be back in Baltimore until next week sometime. So it'll be schedule dependent. Obviously, a shout out John Wick knows I actually just got a new job this week. But I will be at the ball games when I am available. Obviously, that's the good thing about baseball. You have weekday games, you have weekend games. There's a game on Sunday, I know, when the home opener is here in Baltimore. I believe it's like Thursday, Saturday, Sunday that we play the Yankees in Baltimore. But yeah, I'll get in touch with you, E-Rock. I think the Giants-Yankees is set to be a really good matchup. I really like Garrett Cole in the matchup, though. The dude's an absolute dog. I think the Yankees are really a stacked team this year. Probably my favorite to take it all, if you ask me right now, as much as it pains me to say that, but it is what it is. Looking through the rest of the slate, the hometown Baltimore Orioles. Let's go, O's. Will take on the division rival Boston Red Sox. And I'm real excited about that matchup as well. And it brings me to go over a few of our betting segments for this week. This week's betting segments will be centered around opening day. And how could they not be? It's great to have baseball back. And if you are a betting man, then I would assume you'll be betting on opening day of baseball as well. Please make sure you bet responsibly. All of the odds down at the bottom of the screen are subject to change. Please call 1-800-GAMBLER if you guys need any help. But with that being said, let's go ahead and getting to a few of the segments of the day. Time for your dog of the week segment. This is where I give you guys my best underdog of the week. This is the best underdog that I believe has a chance to win, gives you the best value for the pick. And call me a homer, say what you want, but I couldn't not do it. So I gave you guys two options here. There it is. This is your dogs of the week. We are going to ride with Baltimore plus 105. Let me fix that one little thing in there real quick. Baltimore plus 105 versus Boston. And we are going to also ride with Pittsburgh plus 120 versus Cincinnati. Now, looking at the Orioles-Red Sox matchup, the Orioles had a lot of success against Kluber last year. Corey Kluber had a 5.46 ERA across 6 starts against the Orioles last year when playing for the Rays. And the Orioles are bringing back pretty much the same lineup who, like I just said, had a lot of success against Kluber. Kluber looking like he's probably more on a downtick than an uptick. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the good value of the Baltimore Orioles at plus 105. Like I said, a lot of success against Kluber last year. I know Kyle Gibson is probably not one of our better starters, probably not the best guy. He probably not having the best success last year either. I believe his ERA was like a 4 point something, 5 ERA, just like around a 5 ERA last year, coming in with 10 wins, 8 losses, 144 strikeouts, and 167 innings pitched. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. I think even though 42 degrees in Boston, these are two lineups that are ready to hit the ball, and these are two pitchers that will put the ball in play. But I'm going to take the strength of the Orioles lineup and the success against Kluber over the success that the Boston Red Sox will have versus the Baltimore Orioles. Now, looking at the other one here, we're taking the Pittsburgh Pirates against the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati Reds will be pitching pitcher Hunter Green. He comes in with a 4.44 ERA from last year. He had 164 strikeouts and 125 innings. He had a win-loss record of 5-13. So not great when we're looking at his wins, losses, but obviously the Pirates did not have much success last year either. They're going to be pitching Mitch Keller. His ERA, though, a bit better, coming in at 3.91, 138 strikeouts. He had a 5-12 win-loss record. I think this is another situation of where I'm taking lineup over pitching just because these are two pitchers that have shown to maybe they tend to struggle a little bit. And when we look at Cincinnati's success versus Keller, not too many guys that have had a lot of matchups against them. India, the second baseman, has had a lot of success hitting over 400 against Keller. Outside of that, Joey Votto has had a lot of success against Keller, only with 1 home run, though, but hitting at around a 300 average. Looking at Pittsburgh versus Hunter Green, O'Neal Cruz was hitting just around 333 against him on average. First baseman Connor Joe hitting just around over 300. McCutchen hit over 300 against him. The second baseman Bay hitting just around 500 against him. I think I'm going to take the lineup of the Pittsburgh Pirates over the lineup of the Cincinnati Reds in that matchup. So let's go ahead and take a look at our next segment of the week. We have our parlay. Parlay of the week. I'm going to give you guys my best picks to parlay together, give you guys the best odds possible for a big payout. Here we go. This week's parlay of the week, we're taking the Baltimore money line versus Boston, taking them dog of the week as well. It's a 4-way money line parlay. So we're taking Baltimore over Boston. We're taking Los Angeles Angels over the Oakland Athletics. We're going to take the Tampa Bay Rays over Detroit Tigers, and we're going to take the Yankees over the San Francisco Giants. 3 of these teams, obviously, in the AL East. You can tell I'm leaning maybe a little bit towards the teams that I feel like I know a little bit better here, but maybe that will pay out in my favor. Again, taking Boston to fall to Baltimore, taking the Angels to beat Oakland, taking the Rays to defeat the Tigers, taking the Yankees to defeat the Giants. It comes out to plus 557. That is 100 for $557. Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Is this a hit? Is this a miss? If it's a miss, which of these legs is going to miss? If it's a hit, let me know that you guys like it, because this is going to bring me into our Lock It Up Lock of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to lock it up.
Lock It Up Lock of the Week. This is my best bet for the week. The one that I feel like is an absolute lock. This is going to be the best bet for you guys this week. And as much as it pains me to do it, I got to ride with the Yankees here. I feel like there is good value here with the Yankees sitting. I know minus 190 seems like, oh, good value, but they're below minus 200 for a Yankees team that I feel like is probably the best in the MLB this year. And San Francisco, they have some guys, but I don't think that they did quite enough in the offseason to where they're going to contend with the Yankees here. And the Giants are going to be pitching Logan Webb, who did not have a bad year, had a 15-9 record, though, came in with just under a 3 ERA, sitting at 2.9 ERA. He had 163 strikeouts and 192 innings. But like I told you guys earlier when I was talking about this, Garrett Cole is an absolute animal. I'm going to take Garrett Cole to shut down the lineup of the San Francisco Giants and get the Yankees the win here. So New York Yankees are your lock it up lock of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. What do you guys think? Do you have the Yankees beating the San Francisco Giants this week? Or will they fall? Is this a bad bet? Let me know in the chat. Here again is all of your full MLB lines for opening day tomorrow. Real quick here, just so you guys know, another bet that I saw that had some pretty good value on it, if you ask me. Orioles are just over plus 300 to make the playoffs. I think that's a lot. I think there's some value there for a team that was very young last year, literally just missing the playoffs on the outside looking in right there. I think the Orioles might get it done and squeak their way in this year, sitting at over plus 300. There's a lot of good value sitting there. It's America's favorite pastime, and it's one of the best sports in this world. I love me some baseball. I love some baseball, and I'm so excited that it's back. I am excited to be covering baseball again. We will be covering the Orioles a little bit more in depth compared to the rest of the league throughout the season, but I am excited to see these young guys coming back. Adley Rutschman in his sophomore season. Grayson Rodriguez getting the call now to come up. Gunnar Nelson is set to be an absolute stud. The Orioles are on their way to having a very successful season with a very young squad. All right. Now, with that, it's going to just about do it for the show here today. I know someone asked something about Lamar Jackson. If you guys did not get a chance yet, new video out on the Zeb Media YouTube channel. Just posted yesterday my full reaction and thoughts of the Lamar Jackson trade news. There is also a full timeline and breakdown of how these contract negotiations have gotten to the point that they are at now. Make sure you guys check that video out for me. Hit a thumbs up, leave some comments. Let me know what do you guys think with my thoughts and my reactions on that video. Really appreciate that. If you guys have any other news you want to get in here today, let me know. Like I said, we are planning to do a big full recap of NFL free agency here coming up in the next couple weeks. March Madness getting ready to close out here. So once that closes out here in this next week, we will recap that. And then getting closer to the NFL draft, we will do a free agency recap and we will look ahead to the NFL draft, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about what the Ravens are going to do if Lamar Jackson does not play for them. Now, if this situation were going to go down, I think this is going to depend on how they lose Lamar, if they were to lose Lamar. So if the Ravens, now let's say if this goes to where Lamar gets a deal and he signs that deal and the Ravens get the 2 returning first-round draft picks, I don't think that happens until after this year's draft. So that's going to leave the Ravens out of a quarterback in this year's draft, and that's going to leave them out of the market on most of the higher-end QBs on the market this year. I think if the Ravens do that, I honestly do think Tyler Huntley is probably going to be the starter this year if we miss out on a QB in the draft. And like I said, we haven't gotten any of these big-name QBs that were going into free agency or that were seeking a trade. It depends on the team that he goes to as well. So I think if the Ravens lose him for the 2 first-round draft picks, that is going to be the reality that Tyler Huntley does get the start this year. They see what they have in him. And then after this year, they look to see if there's a veteran QB that's going to be on the market or if they're going to look to draft in next year's upcoming draft. If the Ravens are to get Lamar Jackson to sign the franchise tag and then look to trade him, that could look a lot different. That could look like trading Lamar for another QB that, maybe like the likes of Kyler Murray that Arizona has said they're not really, I don't know where they're at in terms with him, if they're really committed to him, if they trade Lamar to a team that has said they're interested in him. I don't know. The problem is that not a lot of teams are coming forward with saying that they are interested in Jackson. There has been no offers made to Jackson, and there has been no team that has come out clearly to say, we want Lamar Jackson. That's why I lean towards the reality that Lamar Jackson will be the Ravens quarterback next year. But this question all depends on how this trade goes down. I think if the Ravens lose Jackson for the draft picks, they roll with Tyler Huntley this upcoming next season, and then they address QB in the next offseason. If they get Jackson to sign the tag, they might make a move to trade him for some type of QB or for some package that includes a QB or a draft pick or something. I don't know. All I know is that there are no higher-end QBs left in the free agency market. And there are not many QBs that we're hearing about now that are available for trade that are not already talking or in talks with a team. Aaron Rodgers is obviously still available, but it's looking like he is going to the Jets. So not really many other QB options out there for the Ravens if they are to lose Jackson. But like I said, no team's putting in an offer sheet on Jackson. Maybe wait until after the draft. We'll have to see. But I am leaning towards Lamar Jackson being the Ravens quarterback next year. I hope that answers your question, John. I hope I clarified that for you. Make sure, again, if you guys haven't, check out that video from yesterday. My full breakdown, my thoughts, my reactions of the entire Lamar Jackson situation. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Don't forget, MLB opening day is tomorrow. Orioles baseball, baby, is back. And we're taking down the stinky Red Sox in Boston to start the season off right. I can't wait. UFC 287 next week. March Madness. Hey, easy. Tyler Huntley led us on a game-winning drive more than once. He has won games in the NFL. We will win games, bro. We will be fine. But I'm excited for opening day. I'm excited for the Final Four this weekend. San Diego State, Miami, UConn, Florida Atlantic University. Who will be champion? We will find out Monday. Final Four matchups on Sunday. Monday is your college national championship. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all get to enjoy some sports this weekend. There are only 6 games left in the NBA regular season. Will the Mavericks get in? Will the Pelicans fall out? We will see. As I like to say, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I will see you all next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, same time, same place, in the zone with Zeb every week. Enjoy opening day. Enjoy the finale to the 2023 March Madness tournament, both the men's and the women's tournament. And as I always like to end this show by saying, good luck to your teams as long as they are not playing mine. I will see you all next week.
Oh, he broke his ankles. Goodness. Out of nowhere. Oh, she found it. Oh, there's a drive to deep.